Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and today I'm going to show you how to make stuffed shells. Now, I'm not even sure where this recipe came from. I had pulled it offline and I've looked over it and I don't see the notes. I had it just in a little protective sleeve in my cookbook, so I'm not 100% where this came from, but it is a super simple, basic recipe. We can go over the list of ingredients. Now, I'm altering it just a tiny little bit for me because these are just some of the ingredients I had on hand that I'm using. But what I have here are the basic ingredients. So you can screenshot that and pull it up so if you want to use the exact ingredients that the recipe calls for. So what I have here, it calls for 1 package of jumbo shells, which I'm probably going to end up doing 2 because I'm cooking for a really large crew. So I have my jumbo shells here, and then you can use ricotta cheese or cottage cheese or a mixture. I'm using a mixture of ricotta and cottage cheese, and it calls for 4 cups total. So I'm going to mix those two together. And then it calls for 12 ounces of shredded mozzarella. So I have my, right here, my shredded mozzarella cheese here. Then I have 2 eggs. Those are for my chickens. And I need garlic powder, which I have right here. It has dried oregano. Now, I am not going to use just dried oregano. I'm going to use some of my homemade Italian seasoning here just because I like this better and I think it's more flavorful than just using the dried oregano. So you can change that out for Italian seasoning if you want. It calls for 3/4 cup of parmesan, which I have here. Let's see. I have my spaghetti sauce. Here it calls for 45 ounces. It calls for 4 cups of spinach. This is frozen. So if this would have been fresh, I think it would have been somewhere around 4 cups fresh. This is already chopped and compressed, so I'm sure it's not even close. But I want everyone to enjoy this, and I know that some people do not love spinach. So I'm just going to do 1 block of frozen spinach in mine. I personally love spinach, and I would put a ton of it in there, but they did not have much fresh spinach when I was at the store, and it looked very sad. So I just picked up 1 block of the frozen spinach, and then 1 pound chub of Italian sausage, which all I have already in the freezer was just regular sausage, but I'm going to throw some Italian seasonings in it and turn it into Italian sausage. And I have some dried parsley for garnish along with a little bit of pepper here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add to this just a tiny, tiny bit, and I am going to add a little bit of onion, dried onion or dehydrated onions in with the ground meat when I am sauteing it up, just because I think it needs a little bit of onion mixed in. So that's not what the recipe calls for, but I'm personally just going to add that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started mixing things up. Okay, to cheat my way that this is going to be Italian sausage, this is just regular old, ground pork, and I am just going to season it liberally with some Italian seasoning, and then I am going to put in some onion and garlic and brown it up. Okay guys, I've started assembling my ingredients. I have my 4 cups of ricotta and cottage cheese, 2 cups of each in the bowl. I have my 12 ounces, I kind of eyeballed it, of my my mozzarella right here. I have my 2 eggs that are slightly beaten right here. And then I have my garlic powder, oregano mixture, and I added a little bit of Italian seasoning to this also. So I'm going to take this and put it in here. Oh, and there's some pepper in here also, the little bit of pepper that it called for, and I'm just going to mix it all together. Okay guys, this is what my filling looks like. I have it all mixed up, and then I have 1 jar of the canned spaghetti sauce right here, just traditional spaghetti sauce. Normally I would make my own spaghetti sauce, but for this video, since I am doing it nice and simple, I'm just doing it from the can. And I have my sausage cooked up here with the other can of sauce mixed into it. And then I have 1 box of my shells cooked right here. And I'm gonna take my stuffing. They're just cooked until they're just soft so that you can move them. They're not cooked all the way through like you would be able to eat them right now. They're a little too firm, but they're cooked, they're soft enough that they're pliable. So I'm gonna quickly go ahead and stuff them and start putting them in the pan. But first, I'm gonna take some of this sauce and I am going to just smear it all over the bottom of the pan so that there's a nice layer of sauce in the pan. Okay guys, so this is a 9x13 pan and I just have a few shells left over. I might try and squeeze a few more in, but I'm gonna end up doing probably 2-3 pans of this. So I have my other box already on the stove cooking, and I have plenty of filling here. So now I'm just gonna take some of my meat mixture and drizzle it all over the top. Okay, so now I am completely covered in the sauce and meat, and I am gonna take Parmesan and some more mozzarella and just cover the top in a nice layer of mozzarella, and then sprinkle some Parmesan on top of that and cover it in aluminum foil. Okay, I have a nice layer of cheese, and now I'm just gonna garnish it with parsley and oregano. Okay, now I'm gonna put the aluminum foil on, and it would go in the oven at 350 for 25 to 30 minutes. Now, I am not cooking this right now. I'm doing a big birthday party tomorrow. So I am going to put everything in the oven about an hour before the birthday party. And so it'll be nice and hot when the guests arrive. So I will put it in at 350, cook it for about 25 minutes, and then I'm gonna take the aluminum foil off for about 5 minutes or so and turn it on to broil just to brown the top up. That's if you want to do that. A lot of people don't like it brown and crispy on top. I personally do, so that's what I'm gonna do. But I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Okay guys, this is dinner.
I don't see the beans.
There are no beans.
No beans. Oh, she forgot the beans again.
That means maybe a secret.